Good morning and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex. You're here at the Farm D Reads, and today is Saturday, August 10th, and I'm gonna do a 48-hour library book only themed reading vlog. That's right. I just am absolutely still loving using my library. Like, it brings me joy when I get the emails that holds already. It's a dopamine hit. The drive there, editing me, please put some B-roll in, is just beautiful, like mountain views, tons of new releases, like literally books that came out this week that I already have in my grubby little paws. So we're gonna share the wealth. So I already am in the middle of 3 books, but they are all library reads. Let's go through those real quick. And then I have a haul of like new library books that I just got the other day. Also, we may be going to the library today again to get more books and drop books off. So this 48-hour reading vlog is just really gonna be absolutely like reading, relaxing, unwinding from the work week, and romanticizing and supporting our local library. So let's talk about my current reads. It's not going to be current for much longer. I have probably like 50 pages left, but it's A Dangerous Collaboration by Deanna Rayborn. This is book 4 of the Veronica Speedwell series, and this one finds them on like this creepy not deserted, but like creepy island with a castle, and this like lord lives there. And in this one, Veronica and Stoker are trying to figure out what happened to his bride that disappeared on their wedding day. Loving this one. The chemistry and the tension between Veronica and Stoker, and like, I know the point of this series is not the romance. My secretly romantic little black heart can't help it. So yeah, this is so good. And in fact, the library run that we're hopefully going to do today is to pick up book 5. And I thought book 6 because it said it was checked in, but we'll see what happens. So this will not take too much longer to finish. I also am about 30% into Look in the Mirror by Catherine Steadman, who is the author of The Family Game, which I absolutely loved. It was a very Knives Out murder mystery book, and it was like, I remember it being very creepy and atmospheric at the same time, and I'm getting the exact same vibes in Look in the Mirror. So, you know, I went into this blind. I just borrowed it from Libby because of the author. This released, I think, within the last couple of weeks. So far, we are following the POVs of 2 different women, Maria and Nina. Nina is a professor in London whose father, a very rich civil engineer father, has just passed away and left her not only a huge inheritance, but also a giant, like, beautiful mansion on one of the British Virgin Islands, like vacation home that she never knew about. And then the other POV is Maria, who is she's a nanny, and she ends up at the house that she's supposed to be like watching the kids at, and the kids never show up, and then things start getting weird. And I think you can kind of imagine how these 2 POVs are already intertwining. So I'm like 30% in, and I'm very excited to finish it. So I definitely think these 2 are gonna get finished. This one, okay, I picked this up this morning because it's got my attention. I only have like 50 pages left of A Dangerous Collaboration, so I think I might switch to this, finish her up this morning. We're definitely gonna finish this. Okay, so my current read is another new release. This came out on August 6th. This book is called 0 Stars Do Not Recommend, and it's by MJ Wassmer. This is a satirical apocalypse book. The sun explodes while this guy Daniel and his girlfriend are at this resort on this private island. I'm like 13%, 11% in. It's funny. It's very interesting. I'm like interested to see where it's gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna listen to the audiobook at any point. I was able to borrow the Kindle version, the ebook off Libby. So we might continue that now. So that's 3 library reads that I'm already currently reading, and then all of these that I borrowed. So let's start with what I know for sure is going to happen this weekend, and that is Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman. I have been talking. I'm going to scream. The library put the desk I just had an immediate panic attack. I was like, why is this upside down? I was like, oh, maybe it's like part of the dialogue, you know, like an artistic way of, you know, maybe a spooky thing is happening. Okay, so this is legit a brand new book. My library, they put the dust jacket on wrong. So I have to read it like this. I think that might make me throw up. I could probably take this off and just fix it for them and tape it back up, right? Okay, we're gonna attempt that, but all I know about this, it's about a little girl who apparently has another mommy in the house that only she can see, and everyone is just ranting and raving about how spooky and creepy and good this is. So I have to know the height. Honestly, I kind of feel like it's even Steven on the rest of these. So let's just keep going. The other one that I grabbed is An Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson, who is super popular for A Dowry of Blood, which I have not read yet. I just love this cover, and it was there. The new releases section was clearly just like popping, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get to this or want to read it, but I also like I want to be the one that has it. Library girl problems. So this sounds like it's a very dark academia, maybe like probably sapphic. Oh, this is the Carmilla retelling. I've heard mixed reviews about this, and I loved Carmilla. That is a wonderful classic gothic horror that you should save for your fall TBR. But I love Carmilla, so I'm gonna give this a try. So this next one is The Stardust Grail by Yumi Katasai. And her first book, I'm not gonna lie, I DNF'd. It was super boring. I can't even remember the name of it now. The Deep Sky. The cover was amazing, very similar to this, but it was so boring. It's like someone dies on the spaceship. The main character in that one like doesn't really have a solid position on the ship, so her job ends up being investigating the murder, but like I don't know, I think I DNF'd at like 30ish%. Danny's chugging water, so deal with it. If I have to deal with it, so do you guys. This one, the blurb says it's an Indiana Jones style outer space heist adventure, and that honestly sounded a lot more The Deep Sky was. So I grabbed it. Another brand new release, just came out in July, so that's another one. I'm leaving that in though. The next book that I grabbed, this was one of the holds. So the holds that I actually went for were Incidents Around the House, this one, and then one more that I'll show you. This is The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson, and this is a hockey romance. That's all I know. That's all I care about. I listened to The Nanny and what's the name of her other one? Oh boy, now I'm not going to be able to remember. The Fake Mate. Yes. I listened to both of those on audio, and I absolutely loved them. So The Nanny was obviously a nanny romance, and then the Fake Mate was a Omegaverse paranormal like romance, like rom-com, and it was very good. And I just love authors that are able to kind of pivot their material like that, you know? So yeah, hockey romance. The third book that was the hold that I actually went to the library to pick up is How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler. And I haven't heard a ton about this. One of my friends on Bookstagram DNF'd it, so that's a good start. It's giving me like dreadful starter villain vibe, and I just love the cover. The name I think is very fun. So this one is a laugh out loud fantasy tale about a young woman who, tired of defending humanity from the Dark Lord, decides maybe the Dark Lord is onto something after all. So our main character Davi is trying to always defeat the Dark Lord. She's like stuck in a time loop, and then she just like whenever he kills her, she just ends up right back at the beginning. So I think we're gonna take like a anti-hero kind of play on this story, so I am excited. My god, I got a lot. Okay, we went through those. The last one that I picked up is The Song of the Huntress by Lucy Holland, and this looks like a mythical sapphic retelling of perhaps a number of different mythologies. It says transforms the story of Hurla and the Wild Hunt into a rich feminist fantasy. I don't know what story is about at all. There is a part of it that, what? Okay. But a line in the synopsis says Hurla makes a desperate pact with the Otherworld King, and I think that's probably like where my eyes went, and I was like, King, cool cover, cool title, brand new, just came out in June. Haven't heard a lot about it. So as per usual, not great descriptions because I go in blind, but I'm gonna work on the 3 that I'm already reading, and then I will hopefully update in a little bit when at least one of them is finished, and then we can decide which one of these other 6 I'm going going to pick up. So I will check back in a little bit. Hello, it's been many hours, so apologies for the lack of updating, and B-roll vlog is being filmed over 48 hours and probably gonna end up being like 15 minutes long, but baby steps, it's fine. Also, I dug up a fresh pair of glasses, a little glitter on the side, because the lens on my like moon print ones with the little heart charm one of the lenses keeps popping out. So got some new specs on, but yeah, I took a nap for like 2 hours, and then by the time I woke up, I just was not interested in going to the library. I got in my car and it was 4:40 and only had 20 minutes left to even get to the library, and like I just needed coffee more. So I went to Starbucks, got our grocery order, and previously to all that, I did finish A Dangerous Collaboration. So my plan was to bring this and a stack of like 4 or 5 other books back to the library and then pick up book 5, because this is where I think our relationship between Veronica and Stoker is really going to pick up. And I finished this and immediately wanted to read the next one. Tomorrow's another day. So also, my library is open 1 to 5 on the weekends. Like, why is it not 8 to noon? I don't know. If I don't do something first thing on the morning on the weekends, it's pretty rough for me to get to do it later in the day. So, but I do really want book 5. So I think I'll go tomorrow. I've talked about these books in a number of other videos, and I just cannot recommend them enough. Like, BookTube was not lying to me. They're so cozy, so fun, and even if you don't like historical romance or historical fiction, these, like, the banter is just so good. Veronica is so sassy and funny. The murder mysteries are great, like kitschy, cozy, cute, but the romance and like just the friendship between Veronica and Stoker, I can't get enough of. That's the update. We've got 1 library book done for the vlog. This book is getting really good. Okay, so I think 54% done with Look in the Mirror by Catherine Steadman, and if you have not read her book, The Family Game, I highly recommend it. It is, if you're watching my Book of the Month challenge series, The Family Game is one of the few Book of the Month books that I read as soon as I got it and still have it on my shelf and would still recommend / reread to this. This one is turning out to be exactly as intriguing as that one. So I really don't want to talk updating. I feel like on reading vlogs is so hard because I don't know how I could possibly talk about this book without spoiling anything. So I'm just gonna say that it was a really fast first 50%. Like, I can't believe I'm already at 54%, and I really think that the second half is just like immediately where this is gonna start even picking up more, like even more strongly. So that's all I have to say about that. No, I'll update back. I think I am going to be able to finish this tonight, so that will be book number 2 done for the vlog. And then, although I am either gonna have to fix the library's mistake and or read it upside down, I think I am 150% sold on starting Incidents Around the House tonight. I'm gonna wait until it gets a little darker, get either Dexter or like Stranger Things we're rewatching back on, and read something a little bit spookier. So I'm gonna eat some frozen pizza and salad and sit down and do some damage on this, and hopefully we'll try to update before I go to bed. Okay, bye. Good morning. I've got my coffee. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm trying to be quiet because my husband's still sleeping. I've got iced coffee. And I've got the creepiest book that I have ever in my life even attempted to read. So let's start with the main update is this monster on my face. Oh my god. So I have hydrocolloid patches coming today and I desperately need them just so I don't like pick or touch. I'm a picker. It's just the way that I always have been and always will be. But I had makeup on yesterday to like, because if I can't see them or feel them with makeup, like I won't pick. And it went like this for some reason, and my ring cut the head of the zit, which is so gross. And I felt it like open up. So then I just didn't really, there was no hope left for me after that. But anyway, I also just realized that I literally already gave Look in the Mirror back to the library, but I did finish Look in the Mirror by Catherine Steadman and I hated it, which is probably a surprise to all of us because the first half was really good and I looked up quite a few. I ended up giving it 2 stars and I looked up quite a few 1 and 2 star reviews and many people had the same thoughts that I did. So again, this book follows 2 characters named Nina and Maria flipping back and forth from their POVs and also their timelines. Basically, the premise of this book is there is this house and it's a giant, horrible, hard to beat panic room with multiple rooms. The problem that I had is once we hit 50%, things just started going absolutely insane cuckoo bananas in a way that just did not make sense. First of all, spoilers. If you want to read this book, I'm telling you right now, stop watching, okay? Because I just have to talk about how garbage it was and we're going to do some spoilers. So after about 50%, the story absolutely goes nutty cuckoo bananas, as I said, and I just don't even know where to start. So I think that it would have worked a lot better, the author, if Catherine Steadman had focused on developing the panic room bit. Like, I don't think we got enough of that development because the house felt to me like its own character and we didn't get enough backstory and like development of that character. I felt that the motivations for our main characters were ridiculous and like non-existent. Maria was in med school but then she quit to go be a nanny because it was making her more money. When Maria enters the basement, we don't see her again until she's at the end of the panic rooms, and I thought that was so stupid. Like, you skipped a whole entire bit that we could have been seeing her go through these, not panic rooms, escape rooms. Oh my god, I'm so annoying. Escape rooms. If I said panic room this whole time, I mean escape rooms. Also, my camera is gonna die, so we will pick this up in a little bit.